Joining me today, former First Secretary of State and Boris Johnson supporter Damian Green, Shadow Health Secretary Jonathan Ashworth, the Evening Standard's Sophie Jarvis and Anoosh Chakelian of the New Statesman. The Conservative leadership contest and the competition, it seems, about delivering Brexit by October the 31st. Damian Green, who is more likely to deliver Brexit by Halloween?
Boris Johnson. I think he's, having led the referendum campaign, the Leave campaign, then he is heart and soul committed to this. I think it's really important for the country, for trust in politics, that we get Brexit delivered by October 31st, which, as far as the public are concerned, the politicians have promised. And it seems to me overwhelmingly more likely that Boris will do this than anyone else.
Jonathan?
Well, I mean, who knows? I think it sounds to me that Boris Johnson will take us to a no-deal Brexit, which will be a disaster for our manufacturing base. It will be a disaster for our public services, particularly our National Health Service. And I'm absolutely astounded that the sort of liberal wing of the Tory party, that Damian is a sort of leading light of, is backing this very right-wing pro-austerity agenda.
Anoosh, who do you think is more likely to deliver it?
Well, to be honest, I don't have faith in either of them to deliver it by October. I think they're both being quite disingenuous by saying that they will have no deal, you know, if we can't get a better, improved deal. How do they get that better, improved deal? There's no signal from the EU that they'll open the withdrawal agreement again. And these no-deal sort of promises that both Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt has been making today in his speech, how are they going to get them through a parliament that is majority against no deal?
The problem is that if you extend that deadline, as he's always said he's prepared to do, you make a second referendum more likely, therefore you end up making a second Scottish referendum more likely, and so that could have disastrous consequences.
And Jeremy Hunt has pledged £20 billion on subsidising farmers and fishermen in the event of no deal. Won't that be proof to those groups of people particularly that no deal would be a massive hit to the economy?
Well, we already know that no deal is going to have an impact on the UK economy. I think both Damian and I are in an agreement there. It's all costed within the fiscal headroom.
If you're, well, the fiscal headroom by Philip Hammond, you agree basically with Philip Hammond that actually that money won't be available unless there is an orderly transition. Otherwise, it will all have to be spent on no deal.
Boris has made the point in the past that we may well need to make attempts to help farmers and growers and fishermen very clearly in the event of a no deal. And clearly there will be some sectors of the economy affected more than others.
Will this really focus minds now in the EU? Will they take this no deal preparation and talk more seriously than they did with Theresa May?
I really doubt it, because that was sort of Theresa May's idea, to try and threaten the EU and her own MPs into voting through her deal with the prospect or the threat of a no deal. It's almost like Boris Johnson and Jeremy Hunt are trying to do the same thing.
On business, Greg, Jeremy Hunt said yesterday it would be with a heavy heart that some businesses might go bust in the event of no deal, but that would be a price worth paying to get Brexit done. Is that really credible, that the Party of Business is prepared to see companies go to the wall as a direct consequence of government policy?